Deja vu.
What did you just say?
Nothing, just had a little deja vu.
What did you see? What happened?
A black cat went past us, and then another that looked just like it.
How much like it? Was it the same cat?
Might have been, I'm not sure.
Switch, hey, Pop.
What is it?
A deja vu is usually a glitch in the Matrix. It happens when they change something.
Is there smoke, there's fire. I mean, if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it ain't a mongoose.
He claims to be the best president we've seen in a generation. Well, I say let's call Barack Obama, because that's identity fraud.
Oh, deja vu.
Is there smoke, there's fire. I mean, if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it ain't a mongoose.
Harris has been framing her presidential campaign as a political prosecution of the case against the Trump administration. So when the former California Attorney General and San Francisco District Attorney sat down with the NPR Politics podcast, I asked her about the possibility of an actual prosecution, one based on the possible obstruction of justice episodes laid out in former Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report. If you become president, if he was never impeached, would you want the Department of Justice, now that he's no longer a sitting president, to go forward with those obstruction of justice charges?
I believe that they would have no choice and that they should, yes. There has to be accountability.
Mueller did not make a determination on whether or not the episode broke the law. He says he never considered it because of a Department of Justice policy barring charges against sitting presidents. That would not apply if Trump loses next year. Harris says she wouldn't be deterred by the unprecedented sight of a former president on trial or possibly behind bars.
Well, the facts and the evidence will take the process where it leads. But I've seen prosecution of cases on much less evidence. Yeah, you're right. It is certainly about accountability. And the question being then, accountable to whom? And the point being accountable to the American people, right?
Donald Trump engaged in deceptive business practices and tremendous fraud. Donald Trump falsely, knowingly, inflated his net worth by billions of dollars to unjustly enrich himself, his family, and to cheat the system. Donald Trump may have authored the art of the deal, but he perfected the art of the steal.
The indictment includes 41 felony counts and is 97 pages long. Please remember that everyone charged in this bill of indictment is presumed innocent. Specifically, the indictment brings felony charges against Donald John Trump.
What we now know is that 12 short days after releasing part of that grand jury report, Fani Willis herself went to Washington, D.C., and she met with Kamala Harris at the White House for about 5.5 hours. Now, what they talked about is anyone's guess. The only thing we do know is that about 6 months after that meeting, President Trump, as well as 18 of his associates, were indicted under Georgia's anti-racketeering law. And so there you have it. That is the full timeline of events. Or at the very least, that's the full timeline of events we've been able to piece together based on currently publicly available data. For all we know, there might have been many, many, many more meetings that took place between Georgia state-level prosecutors and the White House. And for your reference, we here at the Epoch Times, we are currently in the process of submitting our own records request to the White House in order to see whether we can uncover more meetings that took place.
Is there smoke, there's fire. I mean, if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it ain't a mongoose.